Hey, I'm John, and I'm the youth and worship pastor at the Crossing Fellowship, and welcome to our series on friendship. Now, most series on friendship, they jump right in and they talk about choosing the right friends, and don't worry, we'll get there. But for this first one, I want to talk about being the right friend. Being the right friend. You know, we all have friends. We all have someone that we can depend on, someone that we can hang out with, play video games with, play sports with, that we can send blurry pictures of the ceiling to, because that's what you guys do on Snapchat all day.
Bruh.
I mean, we have those people that we would consider our friends. But here's a question for you. Would the person that you consider your best friend, would they consider you to be a good person? Would the person who you consider your best friend consider you to be a good person? Or what about this one? If there was a clone of you, which I know that's really scary to think about for some of us, but if there was a clone of you, would you be the type of person that you would want to be as a friend? Like, with your clone, you would be like, that person is gonna be my friend. And you know, yeah, it might be fun to have like a good old time hanging out and laughing with yourself or with your clone and like all those different things. But what about like when your parents sit you down and explain to you that they're getting a divorce? What about like when you get caught cheating in school and you get suspended for 3 days? What about, you know, in those serious situations like that, would you consider yourself to be the type of friend that you would want in those hard and tough situations? See, you're supposed to have fun with friends and hang out and enjoy the time that you spend together, but friendship is supposed to be so much deeper than just the good times that you have together. See, when you hit those dark places that are full of pain and suffering and confusion, you don't need someone to play Fortnite with you. You don't need someone to maintain your streaks on Snapchat with. You don't need someone to hang out with and play sports with. You need someone who's gonna be there for you emotionally, who's actually going to be there and help you through those hard times and not just be someone that you hang out with. You need someone that you know you can trust. You need someone that you know you can count on. See, when you're making those like tough, life-altering decisions, you don't need someone to hang out with. You need someone to speak truth and wisdom into your life. That's what you need. And my question is, are you that type of person for anyone else? Are you the type of person who's gonna speak truth into the lives of your friends? Or are you the type of person that's good for, you know, hanging out and going out and partying and doing these fun things, but when it comes to the hard stuff, when it comes to pouring out your heart, when it comes to speaking truth into someone's life, are you gonna jump all in on that, or are you gonna just kind of back up and be like, no, this is too much, I'm out?
Oh, okay.
See, being a good friend in the good times and the bad is all about going deeper than just having a social connection. It's about being willing to speak truth into someone's life and helping them become the best version of themselves that they could possibly be. That's what friendship is all about. And I feel so bad for you guys that are in, you know, high school, junior high right now, even in college, because social media has made friendships so shallow today. I mean, there are people who are like, I have thousands of friends. I have thousands of friends and all these different followers and everything. And it builds us up and gives us a false confidence that people are actually there for us. When really, most of us could count true friends maybe on just a couple fingers. And so what we're talking about today is being the right kind of friend for people. It says in Proverbs 27 verse 6, wounds from a sincere friend are better than many kisses from an enemy. So it's calling out our friends when they're gonna do something stupid is better than an entire classroom full of people encouraging them to do it. And I actually have an illustration about this. On our way to a basketball game when I was in high school, I was a freshman, and we learned that if you're driving a bus at approximately 67, 68 miles an hour, and you open every other window on the bus, and you take a roll of toilet paper and you kind of unstring it out a little bit, and you hold it like this and let it roll, and you hold it out the first window, it'll go out the first window and get sucked back in and keep doing that all the way back. And it looks stinking sweet. I mean, it's pretty awesome. I would say try it, but the rest of the story is gonna tell you not to try it. See, it was pretty awesome, and like the entire bus was just going nuts at the freshmen that were at the front, you know, doing this and rolling it out, and then they're throwing Kleenexes out and watching them like zip back and forth and go through the whole thing. And everybody was like, man, this is awesome. This is so crazy. This is great. We were a bunch of like stupid high school guys. What do you expect us to cheer for?
Pow.
Unfortunately, no one was willing to speak truth into the lives of those freshmen, and they were the very ones that were encouraging them to repeatedly throw Kleenexes and toilet paper out the window. Those same students that were encouraging them to do that were the same students that were telling the police officers when we got pulled over who were the ones littering and throwing stuff out the bus window. And if a friend had spoken truth into their lives and been willing to say the opposite of what the rest of the entire bus was saying, it could have saved them from getting in trouble, and not only getting in trouble, but it could have saved their parents from having to pay a $500 fine for littering going down the interstate. Like, you don't think about these things, and we don't think about these things when we're in those situations, but being that one friend who's willing to look at it from a wise perspective and be like, you know, yeah, this is kind of cool, and we could make a science lesson out of it, but this really isn't smart. It's really not that smart. And being the one to speak truth into their lives could have made a pretty big difference in what all happened. See, sometimes we need to call out our friends and say things that no one else is going to say in order to help them. And so are you the type of friend that is willing to call other people out when they need it? Proverbs 27:9 says, "The heartfelt counsel of a friend is as sweet as perfume." My translation says, "Giving a friend good advice and counsel is as sweet as deodorant in a junior high locker room." I mean, you walk into a junior high locker room, it reeks, man. It's terrible. When you walk in, you gag and immediately have to walk out because you're gonna die breathing in those poisonous fumes. But that's what not speaking truth into a friend's life is like. You know, seeing something that they need to do or a decision that they're faced with and giving them wise words that can help so much in the lives of some of your friends. Not popular words, not the words that everybody else is gonna give them, like, hey, throw another tissue out the bus window. Not those words, but the words of someone that would actually care about them and what it is that they're going through and the decisions that they're trying to make. The words that speak truth into their life. Proverbs 27:17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend." It's helping someone to become a better person. When an iron sword is actually being sharpened by another piece of iron, what it's actually doing is the piece of iron that's going like this on the iron sword is literally ripping small pieces of the sword off and continuing to rip those pieces off to make the sword as useful as it can possibly be. Because what good is a dull sword in times of battle? You're not going to want that. And so what this verse is talking about is be the type of friend that's willing to sharpen others, that's willing to point out and call out the worthless stuff in someone's life that's holding them back and slowing them down from becoming who God created them to be and becoming the best version of themselves that they could possibly become. It's helping them get rid of the things that are useless in their lives to become more effective. And honestly, Christ is the best picture of this that we've ever had. I mean, he called out his disciples. He even called one of them Satan. I'm not saying do that. He said, get behind thee, Satan. So don't walk up to your friends and be like, you, get behind thee, Satan. Don't do that. That's not what I'm trying to say. But Christ literally called out his disciples. He taught them. He let them kind of sit back a little bit and work through some of the tougher decisions in their life before he would kind of give wisdom and input, helping them to learn and grow and then provide that input that would lead them in the direction that they were supposed to go. He spent time investing in their lives. He reached out to them. He comforted them. He cried with them. He spent that time with them, and he shared God's plan with them. See, Christ was shaping his disciples into become the people that they were supposed to be, the leaders that they were supposed to be. He would call them out if they were doing something stupid. He did call them out if they were doing things that were stupid. But he did it in such a loving and caring way that they knew this person isn't just mad at me or is just judging me. He wants me to become a better person. And so, starting off this series about friends, I wanted to just jump right in and say, are you that type of friend to others? Because we attract the people that we're like. And so, if you're not that type of friend, chances are you're not going to attract other people that are that type of friend. You're going to attract people that are doing the exact same thing that you are. When really, we need people to help call us up to higher standards. And we need to be calling people up to higher standards to help people become the best person and the best version of themselves that they could possibly be. So right now you're going to split up into your small groups, spend a little bit of time discussing and asking some questions and going through some things that can help you consider if you are being the right type of friend.